Before we begin, thank you very much to Technical Jim for joining the Patreon campaign over at patreon.com/TJOmega. I kind of like to think of Patreon as a tip jar that comes with a reward if enough people tip. We are very close to unlocking the Beast Wars episodes reviews again, but we're at the end of the month, so it doesn't look like we're going to hit it this time. But if we gotten this far, I am sure that we will make it there, and I will do my best to earn those tips so that we actually make it to that reward tier. All right, so I was gonna do something like New Year's resolutions, but that again, I don't want to set up any promises because 2022 is gonna be a weird year for me. So for now, let's just focus on 2021 because we only have one day left to do that. And we're going to focus on the last reveals we got for the year, because a lot of it seemed to drop within a few days of each other, like it was trying to get in under the wire. So I figure we might as well pay it some respect and actually take a look at it. And we're going to start with the stuff we were supposed to see. So that includes the new Coronation Starscream box, which looks lovely. I don't know if I like this new windowless packaging thing that they're going for on the larger figures. I understand there's a lot of parts to them. You don't want anything stolen. I get that. Things like Kingdom Tigatron and how wonky his tiger mode eyes are, and how common that is of an issue, really reminds me of how important it is to be able to actually physically see the toy before I buy it, to know I'm getting a good version of that figure where the paint is clean and the tampografs aren't messed up, etc., etc. This requires a lot of trust, and I'm not sure I have that much trust in Hasbro. See, the back of it's pretty much the same old, same old. Yep, yeah, we've seen Coronation Starscream. For some reason, his crown looks really doofy and inflated there. That shot makes it look like an inflatable crown. It's not the packaging we need to talk about. We need to talk about Legacy's packaging, because good lord, this is a visual shakeup. Number one, the window's a little bit bigger, so you can see more of the toy. That part is good. The purple is such a vivid change from what we have gotten with the War for Cybertron trilogy. Really, really like this direction. It's again going back to a unique package shape, which we haven't had in a while. So I like that. I like that a lot. Blaster's still looking good. Haven't seen him. I know people found the Kingdom release. Have not had that sort of luck in hand. I'm not, since he's coming out in Kingdom or Legacy, I'm not in any hurry to get him. But it's nice to know he's turned out pretty good. I heard he's actually a really nice figure. And he looks it outside of all the clear plastic on eject. Yeah, let's not talk about that. See, Prime Universe Bulkhead, according to the label on the side. And no, that is not Prime Universe Bulkhead. That looks nothing like Prime Universe Bulkhead. That looks like Prime Universe Bulkhead if he actually worked out. We saw the concept art. We actually got to see the concept art for this one, and it is similar in design to this, but it's much closer to how he looked in Prime, which makes it all the more weird that he's this. Supposedly this is because whatever figure that he's planned to be retooled into requires him to be a little bit more normal in shape. It's just disappointing that Bulkhead's uniqueness was taken away. I've vented about this on site before, but I'm not going to go too far into it. I will say from here, yes, those things really do look like Minicon ports. Makes me wonder if that's intentional, like a Takara thing, because over there would have been Arms Micron, which actually did use Minicons, or Microns as they called them. Laser Optimus Prime. It's nice to know they're actually using the literal names here, too. It's showing him firing off his missiles. I'm gonna bet he's not going to be able to fire those off. So thank you, artist, for getting my hopes up for no reason. Yeah, he's still looking really, really nice. It's weird to me to know that those thighs are the same thighs that have existed for that Prime ever since, I believe, the Siege figure. I want to say, like, for some reason, like, his shorts have just been the consistent parts the whole way through. It's weird that they keep reusing them, but also, why would you need different designs on Optimus Prime, it's still going to look pretty much the same. So it's just a weird carryover to think about. But yeah, it's looking good. I am happy with this. For some reason, the tanker trailer doesn't look as out of proportion as the Prime's trailer, or the G1 Prime's trailer from Earthrise. It still looks too short. Still looks too small. But I think I've seen tankers smaller enough that I can get away with that. Galvatron is a tricky one. So the issue with Galvatron is, if you look at him in the robot mode picture, he doesn't seem to have the battle damage that was so annoying in the Kingdom release. I'm not one to spend money just to upgrade what I already have. I'd much rather be happy with what I've got instead of being like sore or upset over essentially minor things. But mine also has the backward shoulders. So one of them, my Kingdom one might hit eBay, and this one might take its place if the production photos hold up and it really does come with no battle damage. Because God, I don't know anyone who liked the battle damage on him. I don't know why Hasbro did it in the first place. All right, moving on. Buzzworthy Bumblebee stuff. This is a thing of beauty. Look at him. Look at the beautiful boy. So his gun is still way too small. The Energon goodie box, I think, is a great little accessory inclusion, but if the plastic from that is what would have made Cup's gun not look tiny and pathetic, I think I would be fine doing without it. It's funny, but it's not worth making that little pea shooter, the little squirt gun that he's got now. I don't care about that, really. What I care about is that white chest with no translucent plastic and the little scuffs of battle damage that are across the toy. That makes him so much nicer looking and so much more defined as Cup. Cup, to me, always has that white chest. That's how he looked in the animation. That's how the original toy looked. I hate when they do translucent. And Hasbro has always done translucent chests on Cup until we got this one. Well, no, they didn't do that in Reveal the Shield. Was that the one that Cup came out in? God, Reveal the Shield and Hunt for the Decepticons were so hard to keep track of. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We've got a Cup that looks like G1 Cup, and I love that he has the actual windshield he's supposed to have. This one we have to talk about. So the first photos we got of Cliffjumper showed him with a completely painted over windshield to make him look more cartoon accurate, and he looked great. And now we see production photos where he's back to having translucent windshields. I don't think this is the final product. I feel like this is like the samples they took photos of, because it's stock photos. You know, they get the first run of the toy to do that. But we know that the one that people have gotten in hand, the ones from the original leak, which would have been from factory production, actually does have opaque plastic and does not have like the translucent blue windshields. He has solid opaque light blue. So I'm counting on that being the correct version, and this is just a mistake. Because I would love more figures without clear plastic, of course, you know me. I've got a whole video based on that coming up, but oh my god, it's taking so much longer to set up than I thought it would. You guys had so many clear plastic stories. I'm not even sure how to present it just yet. So this was way overdue, and I don't know why they didn't do it in the first place. So Buzzworthy Bumblebee B127, it's still the same vehicle. I'm not even sure they changed the color of the plastics on this. Oh, thought we'd have a robot mode shot. But no, normal head. Why wasn't that a thing to begin with? I hate when the battle head is like the first, like the default one you get. I understand they do it to keep variety up, but ugh. I'm still waiting for Hasbro to take another run at the Bumblebee movie version of Bumblebee with the Volkswagen Beetle design, because this This is the closest to on-screen accurate as we've gotten so far. Because, God, I hate that Studio Series Bumblebee figure. Way too much shell. Way too much shell and gibble. So that's the stuff we were supposed to see. That's the officially released stuff. We can move on to things that we weren't supposed to see yet. So we can move on and actually go to another cliff jumper. Because someone got the Masterpiece cliff jumper in hand. Now, supposedly it is, but I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be. Yeah, he looks just like the Bumblebee 2.0. Looking nice enough. Yeah, with a new head this time. Unlike the first Bumblebee, who was just a Masterpiece that just got a red repaint. You can see, yeah, backpack folded up. I think he supposedly does it a little bit better than Bumblebee. I didn't get Bumblebee 2.0. A figure that big with that much shell kibble, a figure that tiny with that much shell, yeah, I couldn't pay that kind of price tag for it. It's interesting to see that there are parts of this that are actually censored. So I'm wondering if these aren't. I'm wondering if there isn't something about these figures that identify where it might have come from, and trying to stop leaks like this. It's a little fascinating thing. He looks okay. I expect him to be way more expensive than he should be. See, what is the other weird one? The other weird one was this. The other one was this. So Micro Machines, rather, in the 90s was a competitor to Transformers and pretty much like was the reason that Micromasters became a thing. I should actually say late 80s is when Micro Machines hit. They were a big competitor. They started off this whole trend of micro-sized toys, and Hasbro tried to get in on it with the Micromasters. Worked out for the kinda, not enough to save the line, but enough to be memorable. But hey, things and fates change. They bought the company, and they now own Micro Machines, and they now have asked another company, which is actually a subsidiary of Jazzwares, to start making Micro Machines out of Transformers. So it all comes full circle and Hasbro wins in the end. What we see here is a cluster of bees, a whole hive of them, if you will, with a bunch of test shots of other designs and molds. Like we can see a Corvette in there. I can see a truck. I can see a lot of different designs. The thing is, for whatever reason, all of these seem to be based on Dark of the Moon. No, not even Dark of the Moon. I wish it was Dark of the Moon. It's Revenge of the Fallen. Revenge of the Fallen is what they're basing the Micro Machines line on. You see a ton of Jetfires. You can see both versions of Starscream. There's Megatron tanks here. Now it's not all from there. We see a bunch of brawls. And we see a Blackout, so obviously they're pulling from movie 1 as well. But yeah, like the coloring on Ratchet and Optimus does look more like that desert spray, that sand sprayed thing that they were doing for those figures. We can see a lot of variants too. I see translucent Bumblebees in there along with the solid opaque ones. I see ones that are brighter than the others. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. There's even RC sisters. Why more RCs? All right, so it's bizarre to me. It's bizarre to me. I can accept Micro Machines Transformers. I can't accept Micro Machines Transformers based on Revenge of the Fallen. Why that movie? Also, no skids and mudflap, so at least they know what they're doing there. What next? What else can we do? I think I've only got one more stack of stuff to look at, and this is probably the most interesting. So, we have rumor that a follow-up to the Worlds Collide 4-pack is on the way with another 4-pack of exclusives. I never got that 4-pack. Every Target in my area had a tag out for it, and none of them actually ever got it in stock. I know because I was visiting them constantly, never saw it, never heard of anyone in the sightings thread on TFW 2005 finding it in my area. Extraordinarily frustrating. It's not even a set I really want. I only kind of wanted Fangry out of that, but to have I want it more now because I couldn't find the freaking thing. This set's more interesting to me because there's a lot of really fun things in here. So we'll take a look at the group shot. Can I get a bigger? Is there any bigger shot of this? I don't think so. Hang on, I'm not sure. No, not really. Okay, we will just stick to the rivers and the lakes that we're used to. So, from left to right, we have Silver Streak in blue. I love that. I love that the name Silver Streak is coming back, and it's actually for the blue streak. That's hilarious to me. We have Black Ironhide, based on his Diaclone color scheme. We have Night Prowler. Night Prowler being a repaint from a Halloween Horror Con pack that never came out, which would have been a mix of different Beast Wars repaints. There was a different Waspinator, I believe, a different Black Arachnia. Oh, I can't remember the last one offhand, which is bad of me. Oh, because it's an old obscure set. Oh yeah, it was Mutant Soundwave. That was the last one. It would have been, which is a shame because it would have been the only mutant to ever get repainted, and it's the one that needs it the most because the original is all clear plastic. But yeah, and great shot from the photographer here who managed to completely cover up his head so we didn't even know which head he was using. And then the obvious one for Waspinator, Buzzsaw. Buzzsaw is getting a brand new figure. No real shock there. Vehicle modes look fine. Everyone on the left looks nice and Diaclone-y. Everyone on the right looks nice and beastie. We have a few closer shots of these. So only the beasts we have closer shots of. For some reason they didn't care about the Diaclones. So there's a couple interesting things here. One, it is straight up how Night Prowler was supposed to look, which basically was, essentially Cheetor with yellow internal parts and all the gray outward ones. Still looking very much like Cheetor. It always kind of bugged me that they call it Night Prowler, but he really doesn't have anything different to him. What is interesting to him is it's very small, and you probably can't see it on this screen. But the head, the crest on this toy actually has an Autobot symbol in it instead of a Maximal one. That is because the Halloween Horror Con packs were universe releases where there were no Maximals, Predacons, all that. Everyone was Autobot and Decepticon no matter where they were repainted from. So that is actually entirely correct. That is actually a really cool touch. So it kind of just makes me wish that all the others were coming out that could come out. Unfortunately, no. Not what we're going to get. And then we go to Buzzsaw. And I really, really like the look of Buzzsaw. I always like the color schemes, of course. However, I do take a little bit of issue with this particular design for him because they redesigned the head to give it more of an organic look. And for a Beast Wars toy, I kind of understand that. But the whole point of that mutant head is to contrast from Waspinator's completely organic head as much as possible. So that is a little bit weird to me. I kind of would have preferred it if it was just like straight up the original head. I know I've seen some people who really like this take on the head. Perfectly fine. This is just my opinion. But I really, really think it's a misstep. I would have preferred it to just be a robot head. Like the original head was intended to be. I still like the look of the figure, though. It's a minor nitpick across the toy that I actually really like the look of. And then we have a shot of the back. So there's someone on my Discord who's just like adamant that these black wings are an homage to Beast Machine's Buzzsaw, and I don't see it. I really don't. I think they just wanted the wings to be black. I don't think there's anything to it. I've seen wasps and hornets and things like that with black wings. I think that's just a natural fit. And yes, it's not accurate to the original toy. I just feel like they made an aesthetic choice, but still, looks really cool. Like this, if this is actually a weird 4-pack coming out, I will actually happily pick this one up, or I might actually pay the scalper price if I can't find this one either. Because this is actually a pretty solid lineup. Beast Wars characters versus Diaclone characters. 3 Autobots and 1 Predacon. Weird bedfellows. So I believe that's all the leaks and all the reveals that we got just before the year closed out. So thank you guys for watching. It's going to be an interesting year of Transformers. Obviously a lot coming down the pipe and a lot that I'm looking forward to. It's going to be a weird, random, interesting year for the toy line. And it's going to be interesting to watch as more and more of this stuff comes out, especially in those like multi-packs and selects, because that's where like it's the Wild West. We have no idea what's going to come in those. So join me, won't you, as I explore those as they come out, and hopefully I will see you, well, next year. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.